Well, there are a lot of home movies of me on the swing set with a doctor kit and rescuing small animals endlessly. And then I have always been involved in the sciences with biology and also always been fascinated by people. And I ended up going into fire sciences and emergency services as an EMT, and worked on ambulances for many years, worked for the Arkansas Fire Training Academy for 10 years, training EMTs all over the state of Arkansas.
I've been kind of in emergency medicine and fire service for most of my adult life, and it kind of evolved from being a fireman to being an EMT to being a paramedic, and finally to paramedic school, and then to PA school. I went to school in Salt Lake City when I was living in Wyoming, and now we're here.
The natural progression from that was to then go to medical school with recommendations from my people at the Fire Academy as well. And another factor in that was that I was from a large, not wealthy family, and my parents decided to send my brothers to college, but I was told very early on that they were not going to pay for a girl to go to college because I was just going to get married and have children and waste all that money anyway. And so I worked very hard to get scholarships and went through the whole thing on scholarships. It's very different from what I did in other years when I was primarily emergency medicine for the 10 years before I came down here. I worked at Wyoming Medical Center, a major facility in Wyoming, receiving helicopters and 12 ambulances being run out of the ER, very busy, very high-paced trauma center that received patients from all over the state. And prior to that, I was in private practice for 10 years out in a very rural area in Wyoming, and we also delivered babies. And I did C-sections and had a very, very busy practice that involved all aspects.
In fact, I was the pediatrician that would take care of newborn infants. When Sherilyn would deliver a baby, then I would take that baby and do the original APGARs on it, take care of that baby from birth. And I don't think I've taken care of any of those babies that have since died of old age, but I've taken care of their parents and their grandparents.
We brought a lot of our patients to this practice from elsewhere, and they are used to us working as a team. We've always worked as a team. We have been married for 46 years, and we worked together on the fire departments. He was a captain when I was a firefighter, and we worked together on ambulance, several situations, and he also was an instructor for the Fire Academy. And we're just used to doing that. It's very separate from our lives at home, but we share an office and we share patients, and most of us know both sets of patients and collaborate and provide care together.
We've worked together sharing office for, again, the whole time I've been a physician assistant. We had our own clinic in Wyoming where we worked together. We were the two providers and owners of the clinic. So we have always kind of been able to talk to each other. I benefit because I have a physician that's right there handy if I need any information beyond my level of training. And I know that since I'm a physician assistant that I'm not a doctor and have to know my limitations. So, well, I think it fills a niche in order to take care of all those patients. From my personal standpoint, frankly, it doesn't matter. I see a patient and I am not even aware of what their financial situation is or anything else. I can't let that enter into my plans or my treatment of the patient. However, it does enter in if I'm worried about them being able to pay for a medication or something like that.
Well, I think that we may be one of the only facilities will actually provide care for patients who have no insurance and not discriminate against them for that. And we also have a significant Hispanic population, and Eric and I both speak Spanish, by the way, and are comfortable doing so. And those are all things that are special to Healthy Connections. And then there are a lot of outreach services involved at Healthy Connections. And we have the dental and we have behavioral health. There's just a wider spectrum of services than in other clinics.
We have a little farm out by Big Fork, and we slave away on that thing all the time. Our idea of recreation is hard work.
It keeps us really, really busy. I have a huge garden. We have fruit trees. We have animals, and I do stone masonry in my spare time.
So we build things out of rocks. I'm a pretty good carpenter, welder, plumber, electrician, and so we pretty much do all of our own stuff on the farm. And with the mowing and bush hogging, we stay pretty busy on the farm.